right.
Briggs?
What's up? What's up? Yes?
You ready to press that go button?
Oh, we're going. We're going right now.
We're live already?
Yeah, but we just went live, so we gotta wait for like people, yeah?
No, we got a time limit, so we better get them.
Oh, I thought you had like okay, let's go. All right.
No. So we're just gonna hop right in. Welcome. This is our live recap of our last episode, Ladies Celebrate Life. I'm Aamber Elena.
I'm Charlie, and we got...
Hi guys, I'm Shannan.
Yes.
Shannan, aka I Do Death. Homie.
Yeah. So yes. Hi everybody that's joining in. Oh my god, I feel so loved and so special. Everybody wants to see us. That's so cool. I'm like waving to everybody. Okay. Yeah, so we are doing this live because we wanted to give more light to this episode. So Ladies Celebrate Death. It's all about, I don't know,
celebrating life.
Oh, right.
I was just going to let her live. I was just going to let her live.
Death?
You're trying to celebrate death. I'm trying to live. I don't know about you.
So yeah, celebrating life. So given that, the times that we're in right now, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of death. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of depression. And we didn't feel like just putting that episode out there was going to be enough. So yeah, we wanted to talk more about it. We wanted to talk about techniques to feel better during this time. We wanted to talk a little bit more about the episode. We wanted to give you guys an opportunity to ask Shannan any questions if you want. So let's get started. Yeah,
definitely.
Do it.
Can we start by Shannan a brief reintroduction for those that are slipping on their pimpin' and haven't listened to the latest episode yet?
Yeah, if you're here, you should have listened to the episode, but we'll give you a pass.
Really what I do is I help families, craft a memorial service, a way to memorialize their loved ones, where now it's more so a little less planning and a bit more just sort of the everyday logistics of death because of, the situation that we're in right now. So that's a little frustrating for a lot of funeral directors that I know, at least, that we aren't able to provide the services that we're so passionate about in the same capacity that we were before the pandemic. But we definitely, that's what I do. We definitely are trying to, be there for families as best we can and help in any way possible. I'm an LA native, born and raised.
Woo, woo.
And
King Drew.
King Drew. LA native, born and raised, just trying to spread the word and simultaneously build cool shit for people of color. That's really what I'm about.
Cool shit. Speaking of building cool shit,
I
have it. This is on my desk. On my table at all times. So if y'all know, Shannan wrote a book. It's called Dear Grief, You're a Bitch, and it's dope. It's super cool.
Basically what it is, it's five short stories, sort of personifying one of the traditional 5 stages of grief, or each of the 5 traditional stages of grief, I should say. Mm-hmm. And it's not really a self-help book. One of my friends actually is a therapist, and what she uses it as is sort of a writing prompt for her clients when she's doing grief therapy, to sort of get them to kind of write their own story and talk about how they're feeling. It was really just sort of my kind of endless rambling onto, like, my internal rambling, and I just put it on paper and was like, maybe people will want to read this. And they did, which I thought was pretty cool. So thanks for the people who read it. But it's not really, I wrote it for me, and I think it's cool that people are enjoying it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Very helpful.
Yeah, I was super proud of my friend. I'm like, yo, my friend wrote that. I was a student at the time. I didn't buy it, but I read Charlie's every time I'm there.
She literally asked me, she was like, yo, do I have to buy one too? I was like, no, I think we're like a unit. So if I buy it, it's good. We have a question already. This is from Christian. He says, what's been the most challenging time for you as a mortician? And then there's a second part. Have you ever found it really challenging to balance your own life emotions while dealing with those that come with your job?
Firstly, hi, Christian. I hope you're well and staying safe. I guess the hardest would definitely be, you have those families that you kind of adopt that you really sort of fall in love with, and separating, work, because it's still a job. But when your job is people, it's kind of hard to separate that empathy and compassion from what happens when you go home. Self-care is huge. Meditation for me is huge. I meditate a lot. I take bubble baths. I drink a lot of wine. It's probably not the best way, but
that is self-care.
Doctor recommended.
And but really, it's about finding people who fill your cup, when you're feeling depleted. So if your day is lots of sadness, a lot of my friends are just really, really funny people. I tend to talk to people who make me feel good, who make me laugh, and that's kind of how I'm able to refill my tank and go into it every day. And it makes you appreciate the people who are in your life. It makes me appreciate my friends and family that much more, and make me want to connect that much more. Because you see folks who don't have that opportunity anymore.
I mean, I for one support the wine. Of everything that you've said here that has touched me today. No, but all seriousness, it's really, what you do is amazing, and the fact that you put a stamp on it for people of color specifically, I think is very unique, because you know how we are with death and grieving and feelings. It's a uncharted territory for us in a lot of ways.
I'm not saying I'm trying to fill that gap, but as best as I can, just things that I know I want to share with my community and help us heal and help us grow.
Yeah.
Feel it.
Speaking of the Black community, so let's tie it into what's going on right now. So COVID obviously is the topic that's on everybody's mind all day, every day. There was this saying going around in the beginning that Black people couldn't catch COVID. And now it's being updated to say that Black people are disproportionately being affected by COVID. So is that being translated in the death care industry?
I think so. So I think, one, we love to say Black people can't catch, we can't catch it.
We got that we got that shea butter, we got that protection. What's going on?
I mean, it's not, viruses are not particular. They're incredibly objective, as in they don't give a damn who you are, where you're from, how oily your skin is, how moisturized you are. However, I will say, and I might get in trouble for this. What I will say is, growing up in a household of color, anytime you touched your face, your hand was smacked away by the closest auntie.
Yes.
So I will say, we don't have problems from keeping ourselves from touching our faces. I don't have this problem.
Right.
I don't have the problem of counting to wash my hands, because I always wash my hands.
Because hygiene, you know what I'm saying?
What I will say though is, it had the number of people that have been so surprised by this new way to wash your hands is exactly why I don't do company potlucks.
They're like, ooh, 20 whole seconds.
20
seconds. Ooh,
they're like soap? I don't understand.
But I will say this though, as far as on a serious note, as far as the disproportionate amount of people of color who are getting sick and who are dying, I mean, that just shows the lack of care that goes into our communities that are underserved, that they don't have the access to the proper health care. They don't have access to the proper resources to getting tested. They don't have access. So naturally, if you don't have access to the proper care tools, you're not going to get the proper care. But it just goes to show that, that our system is broken. Specifically, our healthcare system is broken, and it's shining a bright light on it.
Yeah. I want to know how things have changed since the release of our last episode, because one thing that I was surprised to see is that you're catching some heat. We released this episode late.
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 We were like looking at it, putting it back. Okay, put it back. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna save it.
Man, we spent a lot of time on it. Yeah, but it was just a whole lot of shit went down to the point where we had to delay, and actually stop working on the show for a little bit.
And it was kind of relevant at the time, but when we wanted to pull it out, it was more relevant because we were dealing with a lot of stuff collectively as a world. So we had a few celebrity deaths that we're not going to go completely into detail about, but that shook up the whole world. And then everybody, especially, well, I'll talk from my standpoint. My sense of morality really kicked in when that happened because it was that suddenness and just like, yo, life is so short. And I was sad and I'm like, I don't know these people don't know me. Like, why am I grieving? But it's, Shannan, you have posted something like, it's what they represented to you or what they did for you while you were growing up.
It definitely is normal to grieve someone that you've never met. Especially if they've had an impact on your life. If their work, you know, like I think back even to like when presidents die, like when JFK died, like the world was shaken. And so it's a lot of, or even I remember my first big celebrity death was like Aaliyah. Like that was that one. Oh my goodness. And I mean, laying up crying like I knew this person. It's perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal to grieve them. And this was a big one. It was a big one. It's okay to sit with your feelings. It's okay to, you know, I always tell people that there is no wrong way to feel about a loss, period. You can be sad, you can be relieved, you can be angry, you can be, you know, you can feel numb, you can feel nothing. Like all of those it's fine. It's fine.
Relief, huh? So you're saying like somebody essentially is happy that someone died?
Same as if someone were to lose an abusive partner, if someone were to lose a child that was sick, it doesn't mean you love them any less, but there's a sense of relief. There is a sense of relief, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. But no, not necessarily like, yes, he's gone.
Like, holla.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
I just love the way, I love the way you make death seem all right. Like, it's all gonna
It really does, yeah.
I mean, you might as well. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh man, I appreciate that. Because again, we don't regulate those feelings very well. And I use the word regulate because we're that uncomfortable with it. But you know, with your help, we're gonna get there.
we can I will say this, you don't necessarily need to regulate your feelings, you just need to navigate them. So it's okay to think of it like you're rowing in a canoe, right? Like you're in this boat and you're rowing and you know you kind of have to curve, there's a rock there, there's a shore there, there's some currents here, you know, there's some like rocky parts here. You just kind of have to just roll with it. You'll get through it eventually, but you have to roll with it. You have to stick with the current and you'll get through to the other side. Like it doesn't ever actually go away. I think a lot of people think that you'll just get over it. You don't really ever get over it, but you do get through it and you adjust and you adapt and you find your new normal.
Thank you so much. I want to encourage everybody to at least listen to our first episode, full-length episode with Shannan. It's called Ladies Celebrate Life, available on all major podcast platforms, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, you name it, we're there.
Do you have anything to say? You want to tell them where they can get your book and what you're up to next?
Yes. So you can get it at idodeath.com/book. I update every Monday with Mortuary Mondays. So I have my blog. You can follow me on Instagram at iDoDeath, Facebook at iDoDeath, Twitter at iDoDeath. iDoDeath everywhere. And if there's anything you guys need, any questions, any way I can be of any help, you can always send me a message. Yeah. And stay safe. Stay inside, please. Like, stop going to get your hair done. Stop going to get your nails done. Otherwise, it'll be me doing your hair and nails. Look, otherwise, it'll be me doing your hair and nails.
Oh, no. I laughed, but that's not funny.
Stay inside and wash your hands.
And stop touching your face. Get your hands out your face. Stop rubbing your eyes.
I'm like, who? Like, why? But why would you want to do that? Like, no, stop it. Bye, ladies. Thank you, Shannan.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.